NNAMDI KANU situation can destroy and consume Nigerian if the government did not manage it very, very careful. This is a very high speech made by ex-AAC chairman. I know everybody knows about him, the AAC chairman, the ex. So he made a very high speech that the government of Nigeria and Tinubu, they need to know what to do, and the eastern governors, they need to come now and to make sure that NNAMDI KANU is being released, because this issue of everybody, most of the governors, because if you look around, you will see that the governors, they believe that once NNAMDI KANU comes out, it will make them not to be acting the way they used to be. Some of them, they are afraid, while some of them, they are thinking, now if he come out now, he will do this, he will do that. So they are afraid of unknown, and they are afraid of, they don't know what will be the next plan of him. So that is why they join hands in hands and keep silent. Let the federal government keep holding him, because I believe had it been those governors, chairman, and the senators, they have risen up to the core and they tell the government, enough is enough. We want you to release our son, or we want you to release our brothers from detention, everyday trial and everyday case without any meaningful thing going on. It is somehow. So NNAMDI KANU issue, or NNAMDI KANU situation, the way it is, if care is not taken, it can consume the country. So it is now time for the government to rise up to do the needful. There is no need of still keeping him in detention. There is no need. There is no need of still. You can raise him, then you can go for peace talk, or you call for referendum according to what he said. And there is a way to follow things, not by doing everything by force. So I would like you to sit by, watch the video, because this man really talks a lot of things concerning what is going on between the governors, between the government, and between the issue of NNAMDI KANU. Don't skip any part of it. Like, subscribe, and share it to go around. Let everyone see what is really going on.
NNAMDI KANU had no business being incarcerated this long. I say it, and I'm very, very vehement about it. NNAMDI KANU has not committed the kind of sin or the kind of atrocities, the kind of constitutional infraction any Nigerian has committed. Now, you have people like Sunday Igboho, who was arrested with arms. Igboho is going about doing whatever he's doing. Now, you have several kingpins, whether they are bandits, whether they are terrorists, or whether they're anything they are called, they are free and going about their businesses. NNAMDI KANU is simply expressing his constitutional and humanitarian right. And so to keep on caging NNAMDI KANU or incarcerating him is not only a disservice to humanity, is also a great constitutional crisis that will come into this country. Let me take it from this point. How do we explain a situation? A man who has stood up clearly that what he is fighting for is the marginalization, perceived marginalization of a certain set of people in this country. And he has a historical anecdote. Now, what is the historical anecdote? The certain people, the Igbo people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, over the decades have been marginalized in this country. It is not a matter of allegation. It is not a matter of perception. It is something that is as strong as visible, seen everywhere. And NNAMDI KANU has stood up as the only person that consistently over the years and had said to everybody that my people are suffering, that my people are not enjoying what they are supposed to enjoy in the country called Nigeria. On account of that, he stood up and questioned the Nigerian state. So now, the NNAMDI KANU issue is a multi-layered issue. First of all, you need to understand that there is a legal perspective to it. There is a political perspective to it. There is an economic perspective to it. There's also a socio-economic perspective to it. Now, let's look at the legal side of it. This is a man that was arrested in 2022. 2021. And when he was arrested, what was he arrested for? The charges were terrorism, treasonable felony, and managing an unlawful society. Now, those are the three things that he was accused of. Now, they went on trial. By 2017, the court granted him bail, and he came out. By 2022, when they attacked his house, in Umuahia. The natural instinct for somebody to survive is to see how he can survive. It's just to find a way to exit the environment where he was being attacked. And so he fled the particular scene, and his fleeing of the particular scene, he found himself in the UK or wherever it is. And on account of that, they said he has run away. Now, the point being made is that while he was there, an arrangement was done to get him from Kenya, where he went to, and brought him back to the country. Since then, the legal issue has remained the way it is. It's not been moving forward. It's not going back. There has been a sustained effort directed not only directed by the state, but there's some political contending interests within the Nigerian state, within the Igbo elite, within the political class to keep put Kanu down. So, in the helicopter view, the Kanu phenomenon, the Kanu issue, is one issue that can consume the Nigerian state if it is not well managed. It is beyond the rhetorics we keep on talking about. The Kanu issue is an exemplary issue to show how we can manage a country. And if that is not done properly, if it is not done methodically, if it is not done with a sense of genuineness on the part of the Nigerian state, to see how they can have a political dialogue to manage the situation, it will definitely create more crisis. Of course, as we speak now, the Southeast is agitated. There is a plan of a protest that is coming up. Now, the nature and the reason the entry of that particular protest, that we're also trying to analyze. But one thing remains, that there is a very large number of population of Nigerians, whether they're from the Southeast, whether they're from the South, whether they're from the Southwest, whether from the North. Everybody has one particular focus now to getting NNAMDI Kanu out of the place. Then you ask yourself, why is it now that the whole focus, the attention is for NNAMDI Kanu to come out? Is it for the purpose of securing a political capital? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Why would it be at the timing now that is happening? Well, whatever timing it is, we're all interested. What we're interested in is NNAMDI Kanu should be left off hook and let him rejoin not only his family. He has a right, because as we speak, his health is bad, and he has to go and take medical treatment wherever it is. So finally, regarding NNAMDI Kanu, my position is NNAMDI Kanu has not committed any sin which all the terrorists in this country have committed. NNAMDI Kanu is not as worse as Sunday Igboho. NNAMDI Kanu is not as demonic as the line of terrorists that are lined up in the north. They are everywhere. NNAMDI Kanu is not as evil as the bandits that spread out. That you have a bandit that will come and have a meeting with the Nigerian state operatives. Yet NNAMDI Kanu, who did not carry a gun, who did not do anything that is inhuman to speak like this set of people, is kept incarcerated in a cell. It's time for NNAMDI Kanu to come out from the prison, and we can move forward for a political dialogue on how we can reintegrate the Igbo people back to the nation state called Nigeria. There is a huge crisis among the political elite. Now, the lack of cohesion amongst the political elite is one factor that we need to also ask ourselves. Now, you need to find yourself, who are the governors of the Southeast? How did they get to where they are? You're talking about Mba, who just defected to APC. You're talking about Alex Uti. You're talking about Soludo. You're talking about several of the governors in the Southeast. Francis Wifre and Hope Uzodinma and the rest of them. Now, if I ask you one particular question, in yourself, based on the assessment of all that has happened, do you think that Hope Uzodinma would support the release of NNAMDI Kanu? There's no way he will support it.
Why do you think so?
Why I think so is because before his incarceration, you saw the battle, not only the media battle, you saw the punches, You saw the not only the verbal punches, you saw the political volleys that was going on between himself and the governor of Imo State. Now, not only that, he sees Hope Uzodinma sees NNAMDI Kanu as one of those who had made Imo State ungovernable for himself. So no right-thinking or rational governor will want NNAMDI Kanu to come out. But it is time to understand that this is a statesman. I am now a statesman that governs a people, and these parochial things should not be features or factors that I should look into, but rather it should be things I will consider in a broader perspective. So to your question, why is it that people like Hope Uzodinma, who is a governor, will not want to NNAMDI Kanu? I have just addressed that. He will not want because that time he made it in a way that it becomes very uncomfortable for him to govern the state. So he, Hope Uzodinma, said. Now, for other governors, you need to understand the background of Oti himself. Oti is not a very noisy person. Oti is a very sound, professional, laid back, but organized political leader that is doing much in Abia. And that is his constituency. I do know of a certainty that old OT has been at the background doing a whole lot for NNAMDI Kanu to come out, even though he might not come out in the media to talk about it. But there's a lot of work that's been going on the ground to see how NNAMDI Kanu will come out. First, it is his constituency, because that is where he comes from. Secondly, it will also be a political plus for him. Thirdly, it will now also bolster his chances of re-election. Fourthly, it will put him in a position to even get closer to the president and also to see how they can project the Igbo cause. So I see him being at the forefront of this particular campaign, but he is being also very, very cautious in his movement. Now, for people like Winfrey of Airborne, I can see neither here nor there where he is. Of course, you should understand his political mentor, Umahi. Umahi is vehemently opposed to anything that has to do with the Biafran cause. So I do not see any difference. I do not see any impact. I do not see any way his boy to speak, or his political son will want to go to want to do what he doesn't want to do. So that's for Ebonyi itself. Now for Soludo, you know Soludo's position regarding this. Soludo does not take kindly to anything that has to do with this Biafran cause and all that. And he has voiced that over time. It's not hidden. His position is very clear. Now to your question, why is it that the southeastern governors are reluctant to come out forcefully to now, as an umbrella body, to see how they can get NNAMDI Kanu out of incarceration? The answer simply is this: everybody is scared of his position of governor, and that how impact on him either during his re-election or their continual governance of the particular state. That is the reason. They're just being selfish about it, and that's where he stands.
Oh yes, this our brother, he have said everything the way it's supposed to be. The issue of the southeast governors being adamant for not listening to people, or for not coming out in open to demand for Mazdam Kanu release, is the same thing. They are so selfish, and they are so reluctant because they believe that once Mazda comes out, they will start controlling the whole of the eastern region, both or the whole state, both the south also, because everybody listen to him. It's only him everybody is listening to. So that is the main reason. They are afraid of their political position, and they are afraid of going further, and other things. So that is the main issue, because some of them, they may be coming out and be claiming that they are talking to Tinubu, but Tinubu is refusing. They are not talking to any Tinubu. So I don't see anything if they go and meet Tinubu, discuss about him. Yeah, I don't see any harm in it. But it's because of they are afraid of what they may lose or what they may gain. That is the main issue why some of them, they are going back. And then the issue of governor of Imo State, well, he may be claiming that Mazdan Kano and him is having a serious issue at the past. So that one is at the past. So there is no any need of still keeping him. What everybody wants and what everybody need now, it is how he can be released so that let peace come back to the east, let peace come back to the Igbo land, and let movements, business, and everything start doing the way it was doing before they kidnapped him. Because if you look around the way things is going now, it is not the way it's supposed to be in the southeast. So, and this issue of still keeping him in detention, it is not helping anybody. The government, they may feel like it is helping them, but it is not helping them, because they are also losing. Any day is coming to cut the lost. If you go down to the eastern region, that is the Igbo land, every Monday start home, they are losing a lot of money every Monday start home. So if you come to the east entirely, this issue of some people coming out to claim that they are this, they are that, at least it will reduce all those hoodlums, and it will reduce so many things entirely. So to release him will give more peace to the region of the eastern region. So we don't see anything still keeping him in tension. And if eventually he collapse or he dies in detention, because for all those days he's not okay, his body is not feeling well. So both everybody knows about that one. So it will not be suitable. In fact, it will not be okay to the Nigerian state, because it may turn to become another thing. It is something like this that used to turn to a full brand war, or that used to turn to another thing entirely. So there is no any need of still keeping him in detention for just, I don't know what the government are doing, because the court have already granted him, say, free him to go, both Nigerian court, both Kenyan court, and other courts. So we don't know why the government, they are still insisting in keeping him. Why the evil bandits, Boko Haram, and the Fulani herdsmen have been walking around destroying people's properties and life, and they still yet nobody is talking about those ones. But the person who is calling for the solution of Nigeria, how Nigeria will be balanced, how everybody will gain from the national cake, how you will do my people well the way you are doing others. Now you now say that he's a terrorist. So all those things, it is a sign to show you that truly the Nigerian government, Nigeria entirely, they are really marginalizing the East. They are really marginalizing the Igbo people. So what we need is for him to be released. I would like to hear your comments down below. Like, subscribe, and share the video to go around. Let everyone see what is really going on in Nigeria. And thank you for watching.